People are off cutting supports. Probably not currently being attacked by a giant radioactive worm.
No, of course not.
Odds of that, no. So low, barely even worth mentioning. Okay, we had left off with a paralyzed planetary governor in the hands of the party trio, was it not?
I think I was still in the ballroom with Schwarzwald.
Right,
So it's like party duo right now.
right.
Yeah.
Though, what weren't you attempting to gain some kind of entry back up to the area where the other two were? I know you had been asking about holes that guards were making because you were creating distractions and shit. Or trying
Actually,
to.
yeah, as I recall, we actually had distracted the guards we talked to earlier and then moved into the back area of the palace.
Right. Yes. Okay. Upper areas, rather. And Thaddeus was. There were so many twists and turns with what Thaddeus was doing, I forget where Thaddeus is.
Horrible, horrible instances of fuck ups from me and having to lie through everything. I don't know. We killed a bunch of people. I lied to some other people.
You went to go change real quick.
I did change.
Oh, you did change, and then I figured like you would hear of the microbeads that what we were doing. So whether you want to come help us out or not.
If you need it, I don't know if I need to still install the something another thing. The Gellerfield.
Somehow we have to get the Gellerfield to the vault as well once we get into it.
And get the reservoir area. Get the construction crews in there constructing the warp drive. Obviously, you had cleared the way to get the parts in there already, because you had successfully lied to them, convincing them that they were wine casks that were supposed to be stored inside as per the governor's orders.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, I did manage to convince them that no, they should be stored here. Are there still guards here around where the casks are?
Yes, there are still guards in the area where the casks are. Obviously, the casks are being brought inside. They're large. It takes a great many of your men to do so, though it is your men doing so.
Okay. Are they in like the janitorial area still?
They who?
They're not our guards. The planetary dudes.
They went to go clean up the mess.
Yeah, I just wondered if we could just close the big door that's between us.
Just close the giant reservoir door.
Yeah.
Well, they are outside of the door. So there are, of course, still guards, in the area. They're just not on your side of it, the side you want to be on.
Confused. What side am I on?
Well, the side you want to be on, at least. The side where you want to put the parts out.
Okay, well, there's guards there.
No, there are no guards on that side. They're all outside of the reservoir. There's no guards inside the reservoir.
Okay.
They're dealing with the exploded people.
But we need to get this stuff in the wine casks elsewhere, like through.
Yeah, through and other places. Does the warp drive being installed in the reservoir?
The warp drive does need to be installed in the reservoir, yes. Though obviously, while there are no guards in the reservoir, someone could just glance through the door and see, hey, are you building a warp drive in there?
Are you guys cooking up there? Are you making an interocitor? Wait, so what all needs to be done in the vault? Besides
Installing a well,
Okay.
opening it and then installing the Geller drive or Geller field, whatever. Or-
Yes.
Oh, so they're making it in the reservoir and then taking it up to the vault.
No,
Or
the warp drive is being installed in the reservoir. The Geller
There's
field.
two components that we need to
Oh,
install.
right, Gellerfield, right.
Yes. The warp drive is bigger, and so is the reservoir. It has enough space for them to put the warp drive in.
Cool.
And the Geller field is a bit smaller, and the vault is also a bit smaller, but still really big.
But you still have that stuff, so we need to get it to us somehow. Probably do it all at the same time. As in, like, we're probably not going to have too big of a window to open the thing, get stuff through, and close it again.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can get Schwarzwald to do something ridiculous and have those guards go charging off after him so we can finish putting the thing together in the reservoir and take the rest of it up to the vault.
Just make sure it's not so ridiculous that he overshoots the time frame.
Well, it is rather big. You couldn't just transport a fully constructed Geller field through the hallways.
So basically, we need the pieces in the vault first, close it, and then do as we're doing the reservoir and put it together there.
Well, however your preference is, certainly the Geller field does need to be constructed within the vault.
Yeah, so we want the field pieces to not get put in the reservoir and locked away. I figure if all those guys go herring off after Schwarzwald, they won't be paying too much attention to what's going on in the res.
Or can we get them to focus on Schwarzwald while we get the pieces needed up to the vault?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they're chasing him, they won't be standing there looking at the casks.
Fair. Do we know if there's anything we can do? Like, we've already basically established with this group that these are, like, really... This is really good wine, like, really rare. Is there any way we could say, like, oh crap, this shipment is special, it needs to be kept in the vault because it's that rare?
They'll go looking for the governor to open it.
Well, I mean, if we can... I don't know. Can we hack some kind of message from him? Because, I mean, he's with us anyway. Like saying that the governor wants the stuff brought to the mansion, he'll go... Like, he'll be waiting there, so basically you guys are already the guards that are going to bring it.
Well, I suppose that depends on if you can find a comms device on him and if you can imitate him over it.
They have, like, texting?
Kind of. More like a really advanced form of DOS. And by really, I mean not very. And by not very, I mean I think DOS might be more capable.
It's DOS ME. Explains so much about the Empire.
Well, they already
Well, how
they're
about
already
this
under
if
the
they're-
impression.
Well, I mean... No, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, they're already under the impression that there is a force that's trying to enter Asgard's. So if we can somehow go back in time to plan that, we'll have a distraction from other people in uniforms somewhere else. That might work as a distraction.
That's a pretty good idea.
So they'll be off doing something somewhere else. thinking that they're under attack or whatever, and then we just go.
Look for that. It's either that or you say, like, okay, these need to be delivered to the vault. Like, one of them says, like, oh, we'll get. If we can make it so that it's the two that the captain got buddy with, we can say, like, oh no, don't worry, we'll get him. He's with our friends right now anyway.
I think as long as the vault door is open, we can probably lie and just go, yeah, there's just some archaic parts of a thing that we're putting in.
Just securing a gift for the governor.
Exactly.
In casks.
Well, would we? Is the cask small enough to fit in the vault, or I was under the impression that we had to take like it bit by bit.
No, the cask can fit in the vault. The vault has a very large door.
Oh, okay, cool. If it's just a pure cask, then that's fine. I guess yeah, it can just be a present. That is some really nice wine, or whatever.
Here's a question. Does our distraction need to be guys in uniform? Like, what if someone actually made an attack on a distraction attack, not really trying to do anything, but started shooting at one side of the palace?
Wouldn't that trigger lockdown?
Might.
Like, I don't think we're getting in the vault if they're locking down.
What does the lockdown even do? Does it lock down every single door everywhere, or is it just the outside?
Certainly a lockdown from the outside is what you're going for. The security procedures for the place have levels of lockdown. Internal, external. What you definitely need an external lockdown at some point. Internal lockdowns do exist.
We'll probably be triggering that too sooner or later.
I'd say we probably want the outer, then the inner, if we get to it.
Alright, so yeah, let's drop a fate point on having some fake guards not very well try to get in so that it pulls guards from other places to try and deal with that.
Like, they already have that paranoia and that we already took out some, so.
So yeah, I'll drop one of my fate points for that.
Okay, fantastic. So then, while we're trying to get the casks away from the guards at the reservoir, after we've made them think that Thaddeus here just murdered a bunch of traitors, we're gonna need some kind of distraction.
All planned.
100% plan.
We can always play on their paranoia and have some more of our fellows show up as not quite adequately disguised guards.
Fantastic! Where are we going to have them attack so they don't get killed? Or do we care if they get killed?
Probably better if they don't. I think the front hallway is probably best in terms of pulling attention away from where we want it not to be.
Absolutely. Although it is also going to be one of the most heavily defended positions. I don't know how long our crewmen are going to last trying to assault the front door like that, even if they're doing it for fakes.
Perhaps maybe somewhere a bit more hidden, out of the way. That we haven't or don't need to go in here.
Well, we're done with the loading dock. We'll be done with the loading docks by then, yes?
I believe we already. Well, yeah.
Will have been, yes.
Yes, we will have to.
Yeah, nothing more. We're moving through there at that point. We've already got everything inside.
And plus, I would have already killed some guards, so there'd be less defense there. They will have
Excellent.
already a weakness.
I mean, as long as we don't set off the internal lockdown, so we can still get to the vault, that should be alright.
Yeah.
Saves us having to do the external later.
Schwarzwald's still with us on this.
Yeah, Shortshold's still with you.
Kind of wish I could hear what they're going to say to the party guests then, but we're planning to be in the behind the main sections by then.
Do service goals count as like listening in devices, or is it like are they like a one-trick pony? So they'll only have like really one function per thing.
Generally, they only have one function per thing, but they always have cameras at least.
Okay, I was just wondering if they had like Vox on them, so you can sort of hear what is going on through the thing.
We can pick up the recording later.
Okay, so
But,
they
yeah,
make a distraction, we take the governor up to the vault, and get all the... just in time to meet up with Thaddeus.
Well, let's get lugging him.
Lug, lug.
Yeah, okay. So, your force of people that you had already prepared beforehand begin their pre-planned assault on the cargo entrance, which now no longer has perimeter guards. And Thaddeus, you start getting the alert off on your little guard communicator, and you see the guards outside getting their alerts sounding off.
Give us the signal.
As soon as they leave.
And certainly some of them are pulling off. The officer in charge, most of his men, but there is a contingent being left behind.
Roughly how many?
3.
Oh, that's easy.
Don't jinx yourself, man.
If I can surprise them with what's his face? Edwards.
Don't jinx yourself.
What kind of rifles are they, by the way, that they use? Just like statistically, like not exactly damage, but like are they accurate, best quality?
They seem to be basically the equivalent of best quality las guns.
Oh, not just las, not long las.
Yeah, no, just regular las, not long las.
Now there's going to be another mess to clean up.
Bit unfortunate.
But we need to clean it up first if that's the case, though, because otherwise, if they come back and the. Because, I mean, people are still putting stuff together in the reservoir.
I think maybe by the time that they come back, we would have already done it. Or, I don't know.
Construction is going to take a little bit.
So, I mean, we need to make sure that all the people who went out to deal with them were thoroughly mowed down so they don't come back.
Alright. I suppose if... I don't know. Do you have any spare hallucinogen grenades, or have you used them all on your things? Because we could just fuck them up with those. Give us a bit more time.
Okay, so my inventory lists 1 hallucinogenic grenade and 29 servo skulls of Whoa Dude.
I thought you got like 40 odd or something.
I thought that 30 was our limit. Is that not the case?
I don't know how many one would get at a time. I don't know what the acquisition is like. Requisition, whatever. Acquisition.
Talking about the limit of the acquisition that you made.
Oh, I guess it'd be minor then, wouldn't it? It's 30.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
The caps are 1, 5, 30, 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, and over.
Mm-hmm.
But while most of the servo skulls are still in the ballroom getting ready to give an exciting performance, I still have the 3 holding my train.
Yes.
Any amount would be helpful.
So yeah, I can head down that way then. Try and make sure that Schwarzwald doesn't decide to get high.
If he's on Fox Hill, no.
So, what are you guys executing on, theoretically?
I and Schwarzwald are headed down to the reservoir to hallucinogen grenade some guards out of the way.
The 3 guards that are remaining there?
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, whilst many of the guards are drawn away, you two arrive just as they are entering combat with your fellow crewmen off on the other side of the palace.
Delightful.
Indeed. So, hey, you there.
Have they been such sweet and loving boys as to nicely cluster up for me?
Let's see. Reasonably clustered. Is there a range on the radius of the... within 10 meters? Yeah, and anyone within 10 meters of the blast. So yes, they are at least within a single hallucinogen blast's range.
It doesn't say it's blast anything.
Anyone within 10 meters of a detonating hallucinogen grenade must blah 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 blah.
Oh, where's that?
In the description for the hallucinogen grenade. As opposed to like its stats.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're still gonna have to kill them though. It only lasts for 1d10 rounds.
Yeah, but they're not going to be calling off any signals during those 1d10 rounds, and that's what matters.
As long as we can somehow replace them with some of our people in uniform, then maybe.
Genius. We've got uniforms like galore, and there's some stuff. Yeah, I guess we can have an extra 3 guards or so, or more in like a retinue of guards in the casks as well, if there's space.
It would be easier to get around if we had an escort. Okay, so I'm going to say, excuse me, aren't the toilet facilities that way? And point at the middle guard. And one of my servo skulls, who's been keyed to toilet facilities, because who really says things that way, will head for them. Getting ready to release its delightful payload.
Hooray on delightful payloads. Okay, so the servo school jets over there. What? What? Ma'am, what are you talking about? And servo school jetting over.
Captain said toilet facilities over the microbead.
Okay. Huzzah! Rolls are made. And what happens to these wonderful gentlemen? Okay, wonderful things happening to these people. Maybe.
Very wonderful.
Okay, so of the 3, the first one is hacking, coughing, looking around, trying to see what's going on, as his buddy next to him just falls to the floor, screaming, rolling around, clawing at himself. There is a bit of a pause, a bit of a lull before things take effect. But it ends with a sudden gasp and shrieking by the one who falls to the floor. And what does his buddy think is happening? Number 3. And the other one just starts wandering around, smiling.
Aw, he got a nice one.
He's invisible.
No, he still has those clothes on.
He thinks he's invisible.
The first one, though, he recovers from his hacking fit and looks up. What did you just do?
Shared some party favors. Thaddeus, take out any that don't get it.
Can I kill him now?
You are more than allowed to kill them.
Okay.
Time to splatter.
Do roll an initiative, though. I wanna make sure.
Pardon?
Do roll an initiative, though. Want to make sure of something.
Yeah, sure. I'm using a las gun, so there won't be much splattering.
Right. Okay, yes, you are successfully acting before Schwarzwald.
Oh god.
Oh, thank goodness.
Should I shoot the one who's on the floor? I guess.
Well, there's one who has
The
not
one-
been affected
Yeah,
by
the
the
one
halluc-
that's not affected.
Oh, the one who's not affected. Oh, I didn't know there
Yes.
wasn't one.
Yes, there's one who has not been affected by the hallucinogenic doodad.
Yeah, that's many degrees. 5, I believe. If it's semi-auto, which
What are you using? Oh,
that's the last gun. Is semi-auto 3 burst.
just their lasgun.
Yeah, the one that they're using.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really hold my long las, my bolt pistol, and their gun.
Right. I didn't know if you just had your long las and weren't using their gun.
My long las is probably in the cask or something like that. Yeah, I'm using that gun. I'll roll for damages.
Lasgun doesn't have any AP, does it?
That is correct.
Okay.
9. 20, is it K to make it exploding, or it's an exclamation mark, isn't it? That's that guy.
So those are the 2 hits that he takes?
3.
Oh, 3? Oh, sorry. I missed.
It's semi-auto 3. 17, 10, and 12.
Right.
Not great, but
Yeah, only 39 damage.
well, it's split into 3, so it'll be less because of his armor.
Yeah.
Question is, does it reduce enough that he doesn't immediately die?
Let's hope it does not.
How much protection does Carapace actually provide?
63. Oh, his body. Fuck.
What?
Yeah, it's just shoot him in the body. I don't know. Carapace is like 5, I think.
Or, wait, no. Carapace.
6 is Carapace chestplate for body. If it's just a chestplate, it's body 6.
Or no, they have guard flak.
Is it full guard?
Yeah, so they
It's
have,
4. 4 on every location, I guess, except for the head.
yeah.
Guard, full flak armor. Yeah, actually, 4 all. Probably not then.
Okay, yes, so 3 last shots strike this guy in the side. Big smoldering holes. But despite the quick snap of the las blast and the coils of smoke swirling up from his side, he is still standing, albeit very, very bad condition.
Wow. I'm surprised he survived.
Come on, other people. Isn't Edwards there? Or I guess.
Edwards is also there.
Yeah, Edwards is there as well, but so is Schwartzwald.
So which of them goes first?
Let me pull up the stat doodles. Okay, stat doodles. And I am pretty sure Schwartzwald's going first. He rolled very well on his initiative. Yes.
Oh, this should be entertaining.
And he immediately turns the guard into a bong.
Ah, man, I didn't kit out all of Schwartzwald's equipment yet, but that's okay. At least know the basics of what he has, because he's a rogue trader. Okay, so Schwarzwald immediately just charges right in, cackling like a madman. He is loving this. This is awesome to him. And successfully drives his power sword through this guy's gut.
So I should have set down a red carpet for him to do that on, because then we could roll up the red carpet.
Oh man. Oh, it's been too long since I got to do that. As the guy, speared on his sword, gives the sort of dry wheezing of his last, eyes wide, gazing across all of you there.
Sorry, mate. Should have accepted the drug.
Okay. Schwarzwald withdraws his sword, sort of walks past the guy a little twitching flourish of the hand decapitates him. Okay, let's build a warp drive.
Let's neutralize these other two in a long-lasting manner first. Then let's
Yeah.
totally build a warp drive.
Oh, hold on, cat problem. Okay, cat problem solved. Oh, right, yeah. Those guys are there. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of them. You guys can do that. I gotta go do a thing.
Oh god.
Oh boy. Just try not to trigger any alarms.
Just going to find a bathroom. You know how long it's been since I triggered an alarm looking for a bathroom? At least a relative week.
Fantastic.
He just took your initial idea and ran with it. Like, which way is to the toilet facilities?
Okay, the power field on my sword, or sorry, not the power field, the shocking. Can I just flat these two guys? How long will they be out for that?
Shocking. I think that might be measured in rounds, just like the grenade.
I believe so.
I mean, the police forces do like it, but for similar reasons to one liking a taser. Not necessarily because it knocks someone out forever, but pacifies them long enough to restrain.
Can we pacify them long enough and then stuff them in a cask and nail it shut?
If he fails, he is stunned for a number of rounds, equal to half the damage he suffered.
Okay, yeah, so you would have to do terrible things to them with a sword. It just has some less sword-like after effects. Mind you, they are theoretically rather incapacitated at the moment.
Can we just clean them up? If there's no evidence that anyone was here, then no one will suspect anyone's dead.
Definitely have to clean up stuff after Schwarzwald decapitated a dude.
Well, it did decapitate him with a power sword. Kind of like lightsabering a guy's head off.
Okay then.
Lifts and cauterizes. Okay, so what are we going to do to secure these guys? I'd prefer to avoid bloodshed, but I mean, we are making an omelet.
I don't think las guns require any bloodshed. There's no shedding of blood with las guns.
You obviously just remove all their armor while they're messed up and then shoot them.
And one of them no longer has effective armor for a middle part
There you go.
because he was stabbed in the stomach and
Dead.
shot in the side. There's a lot of laser burns in that guy's chest piece. General torso-ness.
Right, so we won't be using that one. Alright, so yeah, let's have our crew strip these guys and, I don't know, just take them in a side room and off them or something. I'm kind of amused by the idea of leaving a couple of naked guards, like, locked up in casks, though.
Schwarzwald totally would note his approval of that idea if he were currently there instead of looking for a bathroom.
I know, I think he's rubbing off on me.
Can we also put the other dead bodies in a side room and have some form of cleaning up?
Well, this wasn't even messy. I mean, power swords and laser guns, so I don't think the guy bled at all.
But I mean, no, the reason they're here is because of all the mess that I made. There's like 5 guys, like, torn to bits with bolt weapons in this room right now.
That is true. That happened.
Just clean it up
That's a
super quick and make it
janitorial
seem
issue.
like this never happened. This reservoir has been closed off for 40 years. Just talk to a bunch of ghosts.
Alright, so yeah, can we have our crew strip these guys and shove them in casks?
No reason why you can't. One of the guy who's wandering about does still technically need to be subdued. He's not really attacking you or calling for help, but he's still physically wandering around.
Right, we should probably take his communicator first. And also grab him.
After you're done doing that, would the captain possibly be able to like hack the reservoir door to make it so that only we can open it? So in case they come back.
Good, yeah, good idea since you're here now. You don't want me to just shoot him in the head? I'm pretty sure he'll die. Well, shoot him anyway. The armor's the same.
Not killing them is just to salve my conscience.
You don't have to kill anyone if you get someone to do it for you.
To be fair, we're basically cleaning out this place as soon as we get locked down anyway.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of dead people.
Alright, handle it. Just make sure no alarms go up.
Well, technically,
And try and get the...
part of the reason you're doing the total lockdown is so everybody won't immediately die.
Yeah, but that's just because we're in here.
That means like, yeah, we don't immediately die.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the most secure
and-
place here.
Yeah, and there's some more important people that, well, there are important people on this thing as well. Terrible damage. It doesn't even kill him.
Who are you trying to do terrible things to?
The man, he's not doing anything.
Oh, the one
He's
who's...
just wandering around.
Ah, right, yes.
Weren't you gonna strip him first?
Pardon?
Yeah, yeah, I assume we strip them first, right?
I mean, he's conscious. He just thinks he's just wandering around with a grin on his face.
You don't want to do
occasionally
damage to the uniform.
Oh,
He's also occasionally poking people. picking things up, making swerving them around through the air in front of people, and then wandering away.
All right, I'm going to start talking to him about how hot and heavy his armor is and how much more comfortable he'd be if he took it all off. Charm check?
You can go ahead and make one.
It's getting hot in here.
This is escalating quickly.
Welcome to the Crystal Blue Zennith.
Aww.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't really seem to be cognizant of the fact that you're there. He's just going around doing shit.
All right, then just crew strip him.
Making all kinds of ghost noises. Going, ooh, ooh.
I honestly don't see why, like, a couple people could just grab him, hold him in place, have one person put a pistol right between his eyes.
Yeah, that'd work.
Very bloody.
Last pistol?
Yes, no more bolt gunning.
You can just chop his head off with your insane sword.
Does her sword still have the lightsaber effect?
Sure does.
It's always got it on.
Sweet.
Or at least, like, I guess you'd activate it, but yeah.
Just have a couple people hold him and just decapitate him.
Do I have to make an attack roll to decapitate a held target?
Well, the people holding him do have to make rolls. He technically does still get his reactions.
Even though he doesn't seem to be aware of us?
Oh, he's aware of you, just, altered state-wise.
Or if you do an all-out attack, you can't defend, and you get a bonus to your weapon skill. So, I mean, you could technically miss, but he can't dodge it or
I
parry
thought
it.
all-out attack just means that you yourself can't dodge on the subsequent turn.
Oh. Well, there's one that they can't. Maybe it's a feint. Oh, I guess you'd feint and then, yeah, never mind. You're probably correct.
Okay, he does not successfully dodge, however, when one of the men tries to grab him. The other one just kind of isn't able to get a good hold, and he slips out of his grasp. But one of your dudes is holding him.
Any bonus to the attack?
If you want to do an all-out attack, it's plus 20. Since you're not getting hit by anything, yeah, that's all.
Not an abysmal failure. Yes, okay, you do successfully just stab this dude. And no blood, because of sparky energiness.
Fantastic. Alright, let's deal with the screaming one.
Yes, he is still rolling about, screaming, occasionally trying to crawl, but pretty much just in a extraordinarily large amount of distress.
Same plan, I think?
He basically counts as stunned at this point. He can't do anything to help you, or to stop you.
Nice.
So just stabby stabby.
So yeah, do still make an attack roll just to see if you damage the uniform or not.
95.
Just shy of what the game considers crit failure.
Is it
One-
like the top 5?
96 and up, yeah.
Right.
Literally one shy.
So close, and yet so far.
But okay, so he is gone, although his uniform does have some pretty big sparky slash marks on it.
Whoopsie.
What are we saving the uniforms?
Parsimony. Since we really only need the kit on them. So yeah, go ahead and strip their gear off and shove them in a side room. Actually, don't bother with the side room. We have casks we're emptying. And now we can set the reservoir team to building and start helping the other stuff to the vault.
Okay. Sorry, I missed the last half of that, though. Just checking a thing.
I said we can have the reservoir team start building and start helping the rest of the stuff to the vault.
Okay, yes. As you do, Schwartzwald returns.
Also, perhaps maybe close the door thingy, so it's not immediately obvious there's a warp drive in the reservoir.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be safe enough in there.
Hack that thing so they can't open
Yeah,
it.
but you need to shut the door.
Yeah, you're more than able to just close the door.
Oh, okay.
But can we keep the rest of them out of it?
Yeah, it might be good to sort of keep it shut.
Do any of those guys have like key cards
Or-
on them or anything?
The equivalent, yes.
Use that to reverse hack it so they can't get in by their normal cards.
Is that a thing you can do with security?
I'll say that you can certainly try to do so.
It's like reprogramming a hotel key card.
Basically, the end result would be that the door could now only be opened from the team on the inside.
That's good.
Just the way we want it.
But does require a security check.
Yeah!
Okay, yeah, so
Screw- Sorry.
Captain goes fuggering around with the door's locking mechanism, and you do successfully get it to the point where it's not going to accept any key cards from the outside.
Excellent.
Oh,
Over
and notably, Schwartzwald does have quite a bit of blood on his hands and cuffs and lower sleeve.
rough time in the bathroom?
Oh, I created a tragic love story for the ages. What did you guys do?
Offed some guards, made sure no one else is going through the door, and I'm gonna activate the microbead, and we're about to move on the vault.
Oh, right.
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. I'm gonna get into that vault. I'm gonna build that Geller field. Then when we get home, I'm gonna publish this story. I'm gonna make so much money.
It certainly looks like it was a tragedy.
Oh, yeah, you have no idea. Terrible story about a service boy and a guardsman. They're having to hide their forbidden love in the lavatory. And then they just happen to startle the world's most handsome man, who stabs them both, tragically.
I might have to get a copy of that. Alright then, destruction's made. Come on guys, we should probably move him now. Before I start choking on his delusions of grandeur. It's a very potent stench.
Shall we all go to Zennith then, and then we'll go together? Or I don't know.
Well, if you're just as guards, it might be a good excuse. You're manning the spot that the people left. So moving around with you would be less suspicious. Especially if you guys block the view of the governor.
Oh, look. Okay, so yeah, let's try and link up with Zennith and Gaius first.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
What's up?
Stuff things that are happening with other stuff.
Schwartz will make it a fanfic.
We made some bodies, but not a mess.
Nice.
And now we're to the point
clear-
where everyone gathers together and we try to get into the vault.
Yes. Schwartzwald.
Oh, I thought
What?
So, what's going on so far? I guess
Let's see, we set up a
Met.
diversion to pull most of the guards away from the reservoir team. We hallucinogen grenaded the remaining guards and then killed them. Took their kit and one of their uniforms because it was the only one that didn't get wrecked. Schwarzwald made a love story in the bathroom. And we're all getting together to head on down to the vault now.
nice. Okay.
But yeah, so you guys heading on back to the vault with the Gellerfield components and the planetary governor.
Hey guys, do you have any like overcoat or something we could put on the governor to just make him look like another partier? Just in case.
We have casks.
That's true. I just wasn't sure when we were meeting up with you or if you guys were coming all the way to the thing first.
We'll probably try to link up on the way.
Okay. Though it might be like on the way, it might be even weirder stuffing a person into a cask, so we should probably just go there.
If there's no one around, then it shouldn't matter too much.
Okay, so quickly. Well, though there's the problem though. I have to get in the damn cast too because I have to see him.
Once he's in the cask, what do we care?
We need him to open the vault.
Yeah, we need his hand to open the vault.
Is living
It's live. Yeah.
Live, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't plan to kill him into the bargain. I figured we just put him in the cask, move him in the cask, and take him out when we get to the vault.
It's still
Oh,
probably
would you
better
guys rather-
not to let him do anything until then, and even after then.
Alright, well, I guess we're doing this weekend at Bernie's style then.
As long as I get a lot of wine for this.
We brought casks.
I picture him just frozen in this pose, like sitting in a chair, holding a glass with a slightly, huh? What are you doing? Look on his face. One finger pointing forwards and just frozen like that.
I assume we can at least rigor
Marvelous.
mortis him. Like, put his arm down. Basically like moving people Who's Line game.
But yeah, so you bring the casks to him first and put him in one.
No. They're just gonna keep him locked down and weekend at Bernie's it.
Okay.
I mean, we can do the thing, but I have to do it. I have to go in there too to keep him locked down.
I don't know if the casks are that big.
They're fitting starship components.
That's true. Or if there's like a slight opening where I can still see him the entire way. I'm just like staring down.
Sitting on the cart looking at a crack into the barrel.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Like,
Okay,
anything
that sounds like a plan
The
then.
least amount of like work for me. I'm fine with that. I get to what do they call it? Shopping cart this. Just like gleeful, like it's totally within Denev's character. Just gleefully look down at a thing of wine.
Okay, so we're gonna run the casks to where you are in the room that is not his sitting room because you moved.
Mhm.
If we get interrupted on the way, we are of course moving wine for the party.
And with guards already.
Exactly. So yeah, let's pull the trigger on that plan.
Okay, so yes, him in the cask or no him in the cask?
Yes, him in the cask, Denev on the cart looking through a crack at him.
Okay. So as you guys are trudging through the hallways, you do encounter another group of guards who appear to be rushing off to go somewhere.
Can we quietly just let them rush off without attracting their attention?
Well, you are carrying a very large series of casks through the hallway. You draw a fair bit of attention by your mere existence.
Yeah, but only if they see us. I mean, I'm assuming that we didn't just walk face first into them. If we did, oh well.
They basically come around the corner and are in the hallway with you. You draw considerable attention.
Okay, I'm just going to give them the nod of we're all working together here and just keep going on my way. They've got something to do, we've got something to do. Let's not interrupt each other and slow everything up.
Well, make a charm. Try to charm that shit.
$2.4. That's success.
Okay, yeah. You manage to just nod them off. They keep on running by. They don't put any thought into the numerous suspicious natures of the situation.
That damn good.
Fellowship is like a superpower.
The errant party guests, the mysterious casks, the woman riding on top of a cask. She was on top, right?
Yeah, just say on one of the cats.
Yeah, just wherever she needs to be so she can keep staring at him.
It's just that good of a party. And they've seen Schwarzwald around, probably. That kind of stuff just happens when there's a lot of booze around. Especially when the booze is right there.
Indeed.
But okay, you successfully arrive at the ground doors of the vault once again. But this time, You have its living key.
And then let us
So you
extract
just-
the key.
Just like prop him up a bit and see what happens.
Yeah, I think we just need his hand, right? We don't, there isn't a code or anything.
Not as far as you're aware.
Well, that's
Maybe
all I've got to
maybe
go
it's
on.
retina or something. Or...
Oh, we got
Sorry,
that
what?
too.
A lot of people talking at once. Didn't get any of that.
It's mentioning like if they have a retina scanner too, we also have that.
That is true. What was Gaius there saying?
He mentioned something about a retina. That's where I pulled my thing from.
Oh, okay. Okay, but yeah, so there is definitely the hand thing. Gene coded to the living handprint of the planetary governor.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Marcus. His hand there is all we need, right?
Well, it's still got to be, attached to him.
Done and done.
Oh, don't get me wrong. If it didn't need to be attached to him, oh man, I would have been the first one to cut it off.
Well, perhaps later. I'm
After
going
all
off
the
mic for a minute.
penises.
Yes.
I hope this is also a chapter in your fanfic.
Oh well, there's not really much point. Now. The tragic love story is already over. The most handsome man in the entire galaxy already murdered the two star-crossed lovers.
Oh yes, but it could be a prequel.
But this is happening after that.
Have you ever seen those Star Wars things? I heard something about that. They did this weird sort of time travel where the prequels came after.
But so, pressing a hand down onto a hand pad. That is what you're doing, yes? Just
I believe
verify.
so.
Okay. Alright, so the machine makes all sorts of thumping and whirring and groaning. But eventually the doors do begin to screech, creak, and start to pull apart. A golden light bathing all of you is from the crack in the door that gets wider and wider. And you are eventually given the magnificent sight of the planetary governor's vault. Oh, there's a lot of conventional wealth, to be sure, strewn about with all sorts of gold and gems and other conventional forms of wealth. But you also see all manner of arcane machines that you can't guess on the purpose of. And even the occasional, some sort of stasis cage or vaults for living creatures that happen to be here.
He's the collector. Also, you guys don't know how hard it is for Denev not to be looking around.
And Marcus throws an arm around Gaius's shoulders. Guys,
Yeah, yeah. What is it?
I have a huge money erection right now.
I knew it.
We're all real proud of you, man.
Yeah,
We're real proud.
I just thought you could appreciate that,
It's It is appreciated.
Yeah, just you have no idea. Like if I was still wearing my carapace, crotch plate would be fired right across the room right now.
See, now this is a sequel.
Eric, you have a lot of fun playing this character, don't you?
Yeah, I feel like if I get killed, not gonna roll another captain. We're just gonna transfer to Schwarzwald's crew and let
That would be amazing.
Okay, so let's start loading our new vault.
I basically just think of random crap throughout the day, and whenever a random thing happens to appeal to me, I have Shortsfall do it.
So
Nice.
wait. You had a money boner today?
No, but I thought of the concept of a money boner. Or rather, something horrible that he could say to Gaius.
So I don't suppose there are any open stasis cages.
There are not, currently. There are some things that are not in stasis, they're just there, alive.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if we could throw the governor in one.
Okay, yeah, no, at the moment there are no stasis cages, they're unoccupied.
Are we in the vault now?
Yes, you are.
Oh. What's it
All
look
right,
like?
so yeah, let's get all our stuff in here and get the door closed behind us.
Okay, yeah, you are more than able to do that. There is plenty of room in this massive cyclopean vault. Everything glittering and polished here and there. And the vault door seals behind you. Or rather, you close the vault door behind you.
We probably should have made sure that there is a the proper way to get out.
I can't see it not having an internal hand plate, but yes, that is a good thing to look for.
I cannot look for it.
Yes, I will look for a way to open the vault from the inside before we seal it.
Okay. Do a search check.
Oh god, my search is terrible.
Everybody look around. That might be something to possibly fate.
Can I do a? Is it slight perception? I guess it would be. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
search is unskilled perception.
What's different kinds of perception? But yeah, I guess looking for a thing.
yeah, it's distinctly search, not awareness.
What? Did Josh meet up with everybody, or like what's Josh doing right now?
Yeah, that whole part of the team has basically come together as the people from the party snuck into the back to help with getting the machinery set up.
Okay.
So now everybody's at the vault. Well, everybody inside the palace is now inside the vault, along with the Gellerfield components.
Yeah, that's above there, below my perception.
Is that above half your perception? Or do you have search?
Give me over it. I don't think I have search.
Most people don't.
No, I don't. No, that's not. I got 42 perception. Actually, that'd be 21. So yeah, that's above.
Okay.
Are we
so
really
you
just gonna be
guys,
stuck in the vault forever?
Worst case, when we lift it up, we can just pour it out. I mean, I didn't expect to be walking out of this place. I figured we'd be taking the teleportarium out of the palace one way or another.
Do we know we can teleport out of this place?
I assumed that whatever was preventing it would be removed by lifting the palace up. Is that not the case?
the vault represents the one unknown in your plan.
Guys, do you have search?
Captain Schwarzfeld, do you see a way to open this from the inside? I can't seem to spot one.
What? No, not seeing anything around here. Gotta be some way to do it, though. The guy wouldn't seal himself inside of his own vault forever.
You'd think so. I mean, I presume that there would be as well, but I'm not seeing it.
I'm sure we can come across it.
Worst comes to worst, I'm sure we can figure out something.
Yeah.
And leaving it open is definitely a terrible idea. So yeah, let's close it up.
Yeah, alright. You guys can close that up. I am going to go fill my pockets with some stuff. And talk to that guy. Gonna go see why he's in a cage.
I hope that's cursed pirate gold.
Okay, so yes, let the crew begin setting up the field. Let us secure the governor so that Zennith can look around at the shinies.
Okay, well, you are more than able to secure the governor and get the vault door closed up.
Basically, take everything off of him before I take this down. Get everything off of him. Probably good to keep him unconscious or something like that. We can knock him out.
Is that a thing that you can do in Rogue Trader without doing horrible damage?
I'm gonna say yes in a, out of combat-y situation like this.
Judo chop! Because Zennith was having flashbacks to the last time she unlocked somebody.
Yes, a lesson learned for everyone.
So once he's knocked out, Zennith will... Oh, knocked out, tied up. Hopefully some kind of gauze in his, sock in his mouth or something like that, and then she will let go.
I getcha. Okay, yeah.
The real question is, whose
Every
sock
damn
is
precautions.
Schwarzwald going to put in there?
And where was that sock before?
Schwarzwald is far more likely to stuff the guy's mouth full of treasure.
Well, that's wasting perfectly good treasure by putting it in his mouth. Ew.
When he could humiliate him with a sock? Or other undergarment?
He would grab a fistful of treasure and stuff it in the guy's mouth.
Okay, then.
Gag him with a fistful of gold.
Good enough, I suppose. If we're that hard up later, we could just cut it out of him.
Let's try to find a thingy. It's really hard with, the half thing.
It really is.
My half is still 32.
You rolled one less than me.
I haven't used any fate, though, so I could possibly do that. God damn it.
Now you rolled worse than me.
Very bad rolls today.
Heck.
At this point, yeah, I think you guys are mostly coasting on previous good rolls you made in previous sessions.
Pretty much.
I had some good rolls today. Also some really terrible ones.
I haven't had any rolls yet.
No, you have not had any rolls yet.
Well, this would certainly be a convenient place to move to the support team.
Yes, it would. As you guys basically just kick it in the vault full of crazy treasures, whilst the Gellerfield is built nearby. So yes, you guys on the support cutting team have since moved on from the Toxic Wasteland for now, and working on getting another one of the support beams cut.
Okay. So, I'm just yelling commands. Can I? Do you think I could do that thing that I do in ship combat, but do it like drill sergeant-y about like applied here?
I suppose it's worthwhile, yeah.
All right, you better dig faster because if you do not, giant worm will be the least of your worries. I say as I power up my fist and I yell to all my underlings that are helping me. I guess dig away at the foundations.
All right. With the power fist?
I'm just like making noises, like turning it on and off, and like powering it up, just
Right.
flexing it, you know.
Yeah.
Just to help with the intimidation.
All right. So yeah, did you roll intimidation? Roll an intimidate.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, those guys are putting their backs into it. They are trying to cut through that gigantic palace supporting beam like their lives depended on it.
Okay. So they're cutting through. Anything happen?
Let's see. Did you guys have... I can't recall what plans you guys had made for which support you were planning to go to next. You had the one that was in the Adeptus Arbites territory and the one that was in another gang territory.
After this one? Yeah. So we might just do the. I think the other gang territory might be easier to deal with first. How's Bloodgut? Is he healed yet?
No. No, Bloodgut is going to be out for a while.
Okay, so he's not gonna be any help here.
No. One way or another.
Okay.
Though possibly helpful to your cause if at any point you're going into the Arbites area.
Which is what are the Arbites again? Sorry.
Basically the FBI.
Why would he be helpful to my cause?
Not having him might be.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because they're the Imperial FBI and he's a fuck damn orc.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense. Fair enough. Guess we're gonna go to the gang area. All right. Good job, everybody here. I'm pack up and head to whatever district we're going to.
Right. Well, basically that was deciding the one that you're currently at. Since there's only 4 beams, you cut one, went to the toxic area, you got that one.
Okay, so yeah, so we're going to that one next. We're going to that one now, I guess.
Yeah, basically, the one where you just intimidated everyone into working at is the gang area.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we already finished the worm one.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's see. All right, so you guys are, doing your work, slashing and cutting and a little bit of blasting, trying to get through this massive support beam that's holding up the palace.
Okay.
When, quite inevitably, you are approached by the clanking cybernetic monstrosities that are the local gang that controls this area.
Okay. Can I port down some murder servitors?
In theory, you can, yes.
No, this might have been a fate point thing. Um. So I'm gonna spend a fate point to figure out how to deal with these guys. So everybody's back in the meeting. So we discuss what we're gonna do in the robotics district that is run by essentially servitors. How we're going to proceed here. So everybody's a part of this meeting. Holdor think that we can bring down some other servitor to negotiate. Or maybe perhaps give off airs that we are friendly to machine people.
Unfortunately, the servitors we have only do one kind of negotiating.
This is true. Well, this presents predicament.
Can we buy them off with some sort of technical equipment?
Holdor is not sure. Do we have technical equipment that can meet our needs here? And Hodor would not be one to sell equipment. Hodor is not salesman. I think you will agree.
Out of game, there is obviously a problem with this, but in game,
What?
Out of game what?
I said out of game, this approach has some problems, but in game,
What approach?
we should probably have Romeo engage in any negotiations to be done there. Perhaps we can interest them in some of the murder servitor Belta arms we have floating around.
Most of those arms are on murder servitors.
Right, but I remember we have a few that are not.
From salvaging dead servitors.
Mm-hmm. Assuming,
Primus.
of course.
Primus does interject into the discussion. It is notable. These are not servitors. They used to be. Some of them were.
They aren't servitors exactly, but as far as I know, they still use the same upgrade paths, and everyone likes getting a new shiny.
They are certainly bionic, though they are hardly sympathetic to those who use servitors themselves. They believe the gifts of the Messiah are something to be reviled.
So probably not mail to arms then.
Most likely not, no. Older is at loss for word. He has no idea. What can we sell murderous machines? What would they want even?
Weapons?
Ah yes, give murderous machine weapon to when they are ready want to kill.
Well, it's not our planet.
I was talking about us. They already want to kill us.
Why would they want to kill us? They don't even know us, I assume.
Reports from area have been troubling. They kill any non-machine entering area. Safe to assume they want to kill.
Well, we can't just destroy the lot of them, or the Arbitus will be down on us like a stack of bricks.
This is true. Well, there is reports that maybe perhaps there is no much security in area. So, well, there just thinks we may be able to bring down larger than normal force. Governor does not pay attention to this area of town. Does he, Eric?
I'm going off
Do you have
mic
this
for a
intel?
second.
I spent a fate point to get intel and stuff.
Sorry, I missed the question you just asked.
Does the governor pay attention to this part of town? Really?
Not directly.
Like if we brought down like in addition to the workforce, if we brought down like a small combat force to protect us, would anybody really notice if we got into a minor clash?
In the short term, probably not.
Okay, so Odor thinks this is best bet. Maybe bring down some weapons and we can try to negotiate that first, but Odor not optimistic about this approach.
Wait, the short term. We're not taking the entire planet with us. Word isn't going to get back that it was us later on to the Inquisition, is it?
Odor fails to see why this matters.
We're doing a heist underneath people's noses, and we don't want anything getting back to us, or else they're gonna come take our shinies.
But then we're already gonna kidnap an Inquisitor anyway. There's already one on the.
But nobody in the party is going to survive, so who's going to tell them? But if people notice us outside, that can be a problem.
Whoa, we are killing everybody in party. Odor
I
thinks.
assume that was the case.
Odor thinks.
That's wise.
Odor has better solution. People will still end up all dead, but we can open up fighting pit in mutant quarter of ship and.
But we're not talking about people in the party now. We're talking about people outside, still in the city.
Oh, we will be killing everybody at party though. Yes.
It's a city have not. There's a lot of big names that would attract far more attention to us than not killing them.
Yeah, I thought the goal was capture and bounty.
That's what the holder thinks this is maybe a good idea. But what about for all, combat staff, guards? We can open up fighting pits on ship. People that nobody will pay bounty for. Holder like idea of one gladiator pit within Mutant Kingdom. Anyway, Holder is getting off track. Anyway, so I think we've decided what we're gonna do. So back to the area. So
Yeah, I'm just confused. Like, Denna was talking about,
Roman?
are we caring about, are we caring about people finding out that it was us? Because I thought the point of the heist was to go covertly and not get other planetary stuff, calling out to, Inquisition and stuff to us.
But we are eliminating a potential threat to the Inquisition, so
And of course, there is the question of whatever you're doing, is it possible you could do it without the Inquisition knowing?
That's true.
yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I honestly thought we were going to be handing a bunch of these guys over to the Inquisition.
Most likely, especially Inquisition member that is that party. The Inquisition does not like this man. We could probably fetch good price for bringing bounty in on him.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, we'll just kill people. I don't care. We'll try the gun approach first, and if not, we'll just murder them all. All right. Snap back to reality.
Okay, and notably, there are regular servitors on your work crew.
Regular ones?
Yeah, conventional servitors.
Yeah, but they're slaves, and that's the whole reason why these people hate us. If they're gonna come and see slave servitors, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" So maybe we don't bring slave servitors, and we just have mutant laborers.
For this segment, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We didn't bring any servitors.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will slow your work slightly.
You know what? That's fine if it means not inciting a violent servitor mob. And who knows how these other servitors woke up from their enslavement. They might wake our servitors up, and then I have to deal with mutiny, and I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, it would have been a serious
Reasonable.
mess if it was murder servitors.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if you get in a tussle, that's also going to slow down the work anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
I cannot imagine why you would want to bring murder servitors into a crowded underhive.
I think it'd be funny. Mostly.
That is basically just asking to make Alien 5 right there. That is essentially what you're doing.
I think it'd be funny.
Alien 5?
Alien after Alien Resurrection.
Yeah. Because, murder servers basically function like goddamn xenomorphs. And you just be, strong possibility of some of those fuckers escaping into the underhive and hunting people for eternity.
Oh, I don't want
was
the mental
actually
image
kind
of
of like-
I don't want the mental image of murder servitors trying to lay eggs in people's stomachs.
Hey, murder servitors don't do that. It's only genetically engineered officio assassinorum agents who do that.
You're the one who made the connection.
Okay, so we're working away. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, so we're working away, and the murder servers come forward,
Well, they're not murder servitors.
or the regular crazy servitors. So first, I'm gonna have Romeo talk to them and I guess you can roll for that.
I don't know what Romeo's fellowship is.
Yeah, he's in the tank, by the way. He's probably going to talk to them through a loudspeaker.
Does anyone know the ballpark of Romeo's fellowship? I don't think he has a sheet on here.
Doesn't have a sheet.
Well, I don't think he's filled in the sheet.
Madness.
Yeah, he hasn't filled in the sheet.
Really? Oh, man. Okay. He's sleeping, so I can't really even ask him.
Yeah, no, I assumed he would be sleeping or something that would mean he was unreachable.
So...
And that's why you fill in your sheets, folks. Didn't he like send you a sheet or anything like that before?
What was that? I heard a bunch of noises that were vaguely reminiscent of human speech and static.
Sorry. Like, didn't he like send over a Excel sheet or anything like that to you before?
I feel as if he did, because I had requested those from people, all sorts of people. The sorts of people who, like, are in Skype chat at the moment, and others who are not currently here, but were at the time.
Oh, I thought you could just look at my sheet in game. That's no, oh, I don't know if I sent you one or not.
Well, you did back when we were doing Geralt, but back when I
was
originally requested them. Huh, I don't know if I ever actually got one for Romeo. I do have the original Hodor sheet, but that I'm not concerned about that right now.
This is the point where I do a shaky fist in the air and go, Alex!
Oh, right. Well, I can just do a basic social thing. What's the gist of what we're throwing Romeo with the problem to try and do?
To make them a gift of weaponry for our entrance into their territory. We support the cause of you free individuals, and here is a token of our gratitude.
Okay. Romeo successfully draws upon his roots as a smuggler of weaponry and prescribed materials, and does manage to get these guys on your good side as far as being somewhat accepting of your presence here, as long as you're providing weapons for them to continue their gang wars with. Those of them that have hands that can hold weapons, that is. Not all of them were necessarily servitors at one time, but some of them were. They've all been bionically enhanced, at least. For work reasons. Mandatory hand replacement with hammer thing.
Handmers.
Yes, handmers. Now it has some horrible abomination mermaid with a hand as its upper body in my mind.
okay.
But
And I kind of wanted Romeo to talk to them, but we can't really do that, can we?
no, we can't particularly do that. Basically, I'm just assuming that he put them on your guys' good side with the offer of weaponry, which they have accepted. Which technically that would be a commerce check.
We don't know his commerce either.
Well, that's just a fellowship-based thing. We know he has commerce, so charm, deceive, commerce, same attribute base.
Okay, and so now they're on our good side. So
They're still, approaching this amalgam of random and grotesquely augmented individuals, some of whom clearly resemble servitors, some of whom are just regular people that were forced to get cyber augmentations as part of their jobs in factories and whatnot.
all right, so I'm going to turn to them as they approach and be like, Yes, what do you wish?
We want to know what you are doing here in our territory. We are pleased that you're offering of arms for our conflict and territory management, but we are still concerned about your presence and why you are here performing maintenance routines that are not prescribed.
Hmm. Hodor just wishes to finish job which governor has given Hodor. We will be out of your hair shortly. Were weapons not satisfactory?
Weapons are acceptable, however, we are concerned you are operating function for governor. Explain.
Sorry, what did he say?
You are operating function for governor. Explain.
My operating function for the governor? Is that what he wants to know?
Yeah, what you're
Sorry.
doing, basically.
We are simply repairing foundations. They seem to be a little weak. The governor worried about security of his palace. This is all Hodor. Hodor takes orders and Hodor carries them out. Routine maintenance, really. But
Okay. Do you want to roll or just go straight to the failed deception?
Who knows, you might get a 1. You might get a 1, like, like Dev's dodge.
deceive.
So half your fellowship.
See? Holy shit! See? Holy shit!
Okay.
Wonderful.
Told you! Told you!
Technically, that wasn't a 1, that was a 6, but still.
You may have better fellowship than I had agility.
For your half dodges.
Yep.
Do you actually have dodge yet?
No.
Do you even have the option of buying dodge?
I don't know.
Okay, so they believe that all of that crap Hodor just said. Fucking stars aligned, warp freeze is over.
You can get dodge for 200. It's rank 2 navigator.
Yeah. I've been trying to put in other things.
Like powers!
Yep.
I think there's a power that helps you dodge.
Give it to me!
Can't recall what it is though. It might be the one that technically isn't you dodging, it's you replacing an alternate universe version of yourself in another timeline.
Oh yeah.
Which is a really roundabout way to dodge something.
Yeah, you think?
It's a way better way to dodge something for me.
But yeah, you are operating for governor, routine maintenance to support structures. This is disconcerting. We do not desire governor operations in territory.
Hodor is terribly sorry. We offer you weapons. Was there anything else we could offer you to smooth this procedure over?
There's some clicking and whirring from the cogitator, the rather large, crude cogitator that's jutting out of his head. moment for consideration, conversing with fellows. Wait. Whereupon he will turn about, and him and the others will begin conversing in a mixture of low Gothic and binary. The occasional word sort of sounds like a mixture of a Cockney street game and a 56K modem having a conversation.
Best version of Newsies ever.
Wait, best what?
The best version of Newsies ever.
I don't know what news.
Possibly West Side Story. Newsies, the musical?
Oh yeah, you see that would be why I know nothing about it.
Oh.
Cultured in that way. So I will be right back. Hold on 1 second.
At this point, might have even just been better to tell the truth. We're fucking over the mayor. or the governor. You can even ask them, like, do you not like the governor, and then form a truce that way.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm gonna wait till Eric gets back.
Eric
And
has
you lied,
done
of
that
course.
thing that you just said. Eric did that.
oh, he's back.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the thing's going to say? What are they going to say to me?
We have decided.
Oh, what have you decided?
Weaponry acceptable for moment. However, we'll be leaving contingent here to observe. May require additional services.
This is good with Othar.
Particular concern of moment. We are having difficulty other gangs approaching position, encroaching into territory. Must repel.
Which gangs are these?
Smaller local bodies, neighboring districts of Underhive.
Not the other ones we armed then.
Was it? So was it? It wasn't the other ones that we armed.
No, they were further away.
Okay.
Yes.
Walter can spare a few men to help out. So I'm going to send with him like maybe 5 of my strongest looking mutants.
What manner of mutants did you bring with you, by the way?
You didn't have me roll. Like I wanted to roll.
Oh, yes, yes. What was it? It was,
What page was it on?
I knew that off the top of my head back when we were on Martellus, but I can't remember now. I can look it up, though.
Not the Nabis primer.
No, it's
Not Into the Storm. Core rule book. There we go.
okay. 369. What was that? 41.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the toxic blood dudes again. So yeah,
Can I re-roll that since I already have those?
that would just mean that you're breaking down a large group of toxic blood guys.
Okay, that's fine.
Which honestly, works in your favor in this incredibly industrialized environment. It means they're resistant to the ambient toxins,
Nice.
in addition to being toxic themselves.
This is wonderful. Yeah, so I take I send about 5 of them with I turn to the robot guy and I say Walter will give you a small contingent of men to help repel radars. Walter hopes this gesture of good faith will cement friendship between our peoples and ensure our business will go unobstructed.
There's some more clicking and whirring from the side of his head as he ponders, and looks over you and your men. Governor's forces, not mutated, explain.
Contractors, man, contractors.
The governor does not have. I'm gonna say, look at Hodor. Hodor is mutant. Governor does not have so many men to send guards to every section of city that he needs work done on. Governor sometimes outsources.
Acceptable. We'll take gift of outsourced mutant soldiers to repel neighboring gangs that are encroaching on territory.
Wonderful. And I turn to shout to the workers. I say, back to work, everybody.
And they all fearfully go back about their work as their massive power fist clad boss turns his attention back to them.
Okay, so that's yeah, that's that.
Yes, partway through the severing of the third of fourth support struts.
Okay. Anything happen while we go about our work?
Not as of yet, at least.
Okay.
So as the not at this support strut. So you guys are getting through that support strut as all the construction is taking place within the palace.
Hmm.
And meanwhile, in the palace, eventually the governor wakes up as the Gellerfield is being constructed around you. And the wonders of a lifetime of ill-gotten gains surround you, of course.
Schwarzwald trying to swim in it like Scrooge McDuck.
And finds out that the cartoons are not real.
He is not attempting a Scrooge McDucky diving into any piles, though he is, you know, sashaying about, looking at all the different things in here, drooling over them, fondling them.
Fondling.
Drawing penises on certain things.
Well, he's fondling the technology. He is not fondling the actual living things. He's more just observing those, talking to some of them.
You gotta admit, it wouldn't put that was something in our heads. That was something in our heads.
Yeah, I that was something I did have to clarify. I did have to clarify that.
Well, what is actually in here? I missed the description.
It's mostly a sky's the limit kind of situation. All sorts of strange, arcane, alien, and archeo technology.
Oh, cool.
Things where you have a hard time telling the difference between the two. Mounds of conventional wealth like gold and jewels. Just massive towering ceilings, stuff piled high on numerous levels. And then there's also some stasis vaults holding various life forms. And some simple cages or small contained living quarters type things where there's conscious living things.
Okay.
At least one of which just seems to be a regular dude.
Seems to be.
Yes, just a regular dude with a mirror across from his cell.
He is a
I wonder what
basilisk.
that's all about.
What was that?
It's like a gorgon. Oh, weeping angel.
Well, the guy is moving about the cell just fine. Looks at the mirror, looks at it frequently, in fact.
Oh, I thought it was a stasis thing.
No, he is awake.
Oh, I see how it is. Oh,
Personally, I'm
unbenched.
Go first.
personally I'm focused on getting the field put together. I feel like once we get this all handled, we can go through and itemize everything.
Well, the field is certainly getting up and constructed with your menagerie of tech priests and various voidsman helpers, and the helpful oversight of both you and Primus.
I was just curious, is the guy getting fed? Like, is there food in this cell?
Yeah, there does appear to be food in the cell,
Okay.
or at least the remains of a recently delivered food tray of some kind.
Oh, and obviously gonna get murdered
I'm
by
gonna talk to him. I think Denna is just kind of like wandering around, looking at the shinies, and then also occasionally still trying to search for the way out. Trying different areas.
And do make a Sinuscience roll for Denov as well.
Okay.
And awareness rolls on everybody. Awareness all around.
Fuck.
Conventional awareness checks.
Should I do both?
Yes. So fuck you.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected me to do anything different there.
Yeah, so as per usual, the captain unsees everything. She is far too focused on the paltry task of assembling the pathetic little machine that'll stop all your souls from getting sucked out. Well, best case scenario, sucked out.
Warhammer is a fucked up universe, and that is the best case.
It is a fucked up universe, and that is the best case. Best case scenario, something just rips your soul out of your body. But okay, Denev kind of succeeds a little bit. I'm assuming that that is not a success on either Gaius or Thaddeus's parts. I don't actually know what your perception attributes are.
Yeah, I just failed by a hair, so.
Mine's not that high.
None of you rolled particularly well. Even Zennith, with her crazy perception, just barely got by.
Yeah. I thought since she got it, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah. Well, more just a matter of what all you guys are happening to see in the vault. Notable
Oh,
things.
you mean everything over?
Yeah.
Oh, if
yeah.
it's everything, then I'm gonna reroll. Yeah.
Yeah, just the generalities of what you guys are spying throughout the vault, of the oddities contained therein, things you might recognize. And there are certainly all manner of alien artifacts of makes that certainly Zennith and most of the rest of you don't recognize. Although there are some notable things that Zennith spies in the living specimen areas, the ones that are not in any kind of stasis.
What do we have over there?
Well, in addition to the man with a mirror simply placed outside of his cell, you also have what seems to be a living example of the Rakghoul.
The what?
The Rakghoul. They're a strange predatory race that lives exclusively here in the Expanse. They seem to operate as if they have... Actually, come to think of it, they operate very similar to Reavers from Firefly. Where they...
shit.
Where they...
God damn it.
Where they seem to have a much greater command of technology and voidfaring than their absolutely savage, unrelenting behavior would suggest. They especially seem to have a lot of cybernetics, continuing to be unusual for the fact that they express nothing in the ways of barely even sapient behavior, as they just mindlessly slaughter everything everywhere.
Great, so it's gonna break out of the cell, rape us all to death, cook us into a meal, and then rape the meal.
Now, to be fair, it'll probably just kill you.
Oh, so not that much like Reapers.
It's not a Dark Eldar.
They're Reavers the same way that murder servitors are xenomorphs.
Yes. Although, to be fair, a Dark Eldar would find some way to do all of that while keeping you alive.
They'll find a way to murder you while keeping you alive.
Murder you and cooking you, and somehow keeping you alive.
Hannibal Lecter has some Dark Eldar in him.
Because that's just the kind of nice guys they are.
If I were to focus my Sinesians on them specifically, would they give off anything like any of the living specimens?
Do they all wear fedoras?
Oh god.
Are they those type of nice guys?
It's a trilby.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Big difference.
Fedoras are classy as fuck. Trilbies are douchebaggy.
Sorry, I had to recover from that for a moment.
Classes for men, okay. Swag is for boys. Have you guys seen that video? No.
That's not even necessarily just the video. I mean, I've seen that, but that shit's like a meme at this point. Not even a meme. It's just like a philosophical.
Eric, you better think before you do trolling.
It's like one of those fundamental facts of the universe at this point. It's transcended wherever it was. I don't need to see that again. But yeah.
This video's for all you stupid fucking trolls and haters online. Saying
But yeah, so anyways.
things about fedoras.
You can pop a Sinesian specifically at the things that are in the living cells. That is what you were asking before, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't detect anything. Well, actually, you do get some out of the ordinary signals coming from two things. One, the dude with the mirror before his cell, and another you get a particularly strange vibe from, not because of its warp presence, but its lack of warp presence.
Oh, good God.
Yes, a black skeletal machine stalks about one of the cells, occasionally staring out at you.
I'm not actually sure if that's better or worse than what I thought.
Is it shaped like a human-ish?
Ish.
Yeah, it's Necron. Does it have anything green on it?
No. No.
No.
Yeah,
Necron's
Darren's
usually
like looking
have green
between the
things.
two. Look at the mirror guy, turn over to this particular thing, and just do that sort of like slightly slack jawed, eyes a little bit wide, just kind of slowly tilting her head at it, like. "Hmm."
Like, does he not have green eyes? Does he have eyes?
Does have eyes.
What kind are the robot eyes?
Just dead black sockets.
I've no idea then. Probably Necron, maybe not. Who knows? Or even worse, it could be like Archaeotech. What are they called? The robots that killed humanity,
The
almost
Men
killed
of Iron.
humanity. Menavine could be one of them. Maybe.
Back when the pre-Emperor based Imperium had the Rise of the Machines.
Mm.
Yeah, the Imperium has already lived through Judgment Day once.
Yeah.
So it's a robot thingy, so it's not a blank.
No, it does not. I mean, you don't think it's a blank. If it's a blank, they've been bionically augmented to hell and back.
Just kind of like psst at people and point towards this one. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, I thought it was a Tyranid till you started describing the mechanization.
Oh, no. God, no. No, the Tyranid would not have a lack of warp presence. They would have disturbing levels of warp presence. Ish.
I thought they shut down the warp in their local area.
They
Uh,
like block out the sun of warp. They sort of
yeah.
like make their own warp field, as it
Yeah,
were.
because they blot it out with their presence. They cast such a shadow into the warp that they blot it out.
I see.
Yes. The difference between blowing up the sun and an eclipse.
So it's not a Necron?
That was the Tyranid I was talking about.
Yeah, but so they pretty much wreck chaos. No?
The Tyranid?
Yeah.
I think they do actually disrupt demons, but by just being there.
Of course, the downside to that is that now now you've lost the planet anyway because it's infested with Tyranid.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Tyranids are gonna destroy the universe.
So it's kind of like the Warhammer lore. All these gods are from the gods in this universe are from another universe that the Chaos Gods have already destroyed.
No, we certainly made the Chaos Gods in this universe.
Not all of them.
Well, okay.
Oh, I think I'm talking about Warhammer Fantasy. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Though there is the terrifying possibility that the Tyranid are not invading at all.
They're fleeing.
Yeah, that they're running from something worse, and we just happen to be in the way.
Well, I certainly hope we don't meet up with whatever it is they're running from in a dark alley.
Don't worry, we'll be dead before it gets here.
Holy shit.
The Tyrannid will have eaten us long before that.
Oh, good. Wait,
Damn Tyranids.
And I also recently saw an image of how the Tyrannid invasion is working, and discovered why it's popping up all over random places. Apparently it's coming,
Isn't it like all encircling? It's like every direction.
well, actually, it's coming, the galactic disk. It's coming from under, not from the side. So it's not going from the side moving inward, it's coming up from the center.
perpendicular to the plane of the ecliptic.
Yes.
Scary.
So literally the Tyrannid could end up anywhere at any time.
Oh.
But more importantly here, yes, there is a black mechanical thingy stalking about one of the cells, occasionally staring at you, Zennith, as you poke about. Though the guy with the mirror seems far more interested at looking at himself in the mirror. Does occasionally glance at you, but far more interested with himself and mirror.
That sounds about right.
Killers.
Do you get like a sort of sense that this thing is like mad at me? If it's looking at me and she's probably looking back at it.
Which thing?
The skeletal robot thing. But she's looking at it more like out of like kind of awe. Not quite sure what to make of it. Respect.
He's not getting much of a sense from it at all.
It doesn't try to say anything, I assume. And neither does the guy in the mirror.
No, the guy in the mirror actually does give a bit of an impression of he doesn't actually expect anybody to talk to him.
And they're not even like tank items, they're just like.
The mechanical creature is just, moves with a very slow, drifting kind of pace. Doesn't seem to have even a capacity for expression on its face.
Mr.
Does it have,
Cuddy is
like,
doing
any
some
form of neck?
weird things.
A lot of weird things.
Yeah, kind of has a neck.
Oh, okay, then it's not. Could be a Necron still. It just depends which one.
In the meanwhile, I think that we shouldn't fiddle with them.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
Maybe the
When
guy
you
in the
say
mirror
Connectus-
knows how they open the doors again.
certainly far and wide there are various machines that go all the way up to the towering ceiling, and tiny little handheld baubles, and everything in between.
Oh man, is that possible?
Our roll was terrible. If not, I'd look for a gun.
The thing? Oh no.
We still need to figure out how to get out of here eventually.
Well, I think more importantly, we need to get the outside thing to shut down, and also get the last support.
There's probably no way I can survive this. Nope. Walk right into it. Bing.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, we can take weeks to go through this once we've done all the immediate tasks.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Oh shit. Oh shit.
But yeah, so and Zennith is certainly getting various warp impressions from this or that thing. There's definitely some warp-based tech in here. Although, as the Geller field is increasingly constructed and hooked up, that begins to ebb a bit.
Well, at least we know that means it's working properly.
Ah! You're scary. Stop.
Quick look at over at the governor. How's he doing? Not choking on gold or anything, is he?
No, but he is pissed off.
Yeah.
It's exceptionally clear that he is pissed off.
Well, there was no way that that was not going to be a thing that happened.
We just knock him out again. He's giving me a bad vibe. And I'm looking at a robot skeleton.
Go ahead and pistol whip him again.
Okay, back into unconsciousness he goes with a good pistol whipping.
Night night.
Thank you, Lady Lord Captain. I feel a little bit better.
But you are finding it exceptionally difficult, that is to say, not possible, to get a Vox signal out of here.
That might be something of a problem.
And again, we need to find the way to open this.
Well, finish our work here first. Hopefully there isn't any trouble outside that necessitates immediate intervention on our part.
Were there any astropaths in this team?
Unless you guys specifically note so, astropaths can be good for a combat op, but not necessarily great for a covert op. Psychers in general are not looked upon fondly in social settings, for obvious reasons.
Racist against people with head exploding.
Admittedly, that happens more with weird boys than astropaths.
Notice how you said more often with weird boys, not at all with astropaths?
Oh yeah, that is definitely a thing that can happen with astropaths. There is many a horror on the perils of the warp chart. And always, that possibility of just, a demon just kind of being there, just coming out to chill. Like, in your carcasses.
So considering we don't really have much else to do while they're actually setting up the Geller field, we probably should take another attempt to at least find out how to open the door. That's really what we probably need at this point, if we need to tell anyone anything.
I'm just going to keep working the Geller field. There's no way that my search is going to matter.
Oh, right, yeah. There are various things in stasis as well, or at least frozen in stasis vaults. You don't know if they're actually alive or just preserved.
Can at least make another attempt if we have extra time.
Yes. A search attempt, right? Because you've got the fancy perception.
Any technical orangutans in the stasis boxes?
Oh, yeah!
Okay. Zennith is able to find some kind of internal panel. And actually, yes. Yes to the captain's question, as Zennith's search turns up. She does find an orangutan-like creature that does
I found the Chikiro.
that does appear to have been frozen in one of the stasis vaults.
Congratulations on having a Chikiro.
You maniac!
I think that's what it's called, at least.
Not quite sure how it's
I found the
pronounced.
panel.
Fantastic. Same operation as the outside?
Seems to be.
Hmm?
Well, I'm sure the governor won't mind lending us a hand again when we're ready.
Oh, Jokero. That's it.
Joacaro is always the way I've pronounced it, but I honestly don't know.
Or it's Jokaeero. The A would have to be...
Jokaro.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, Shikiro. Shikiro. Yes, there are all manner of strange alien-looking creatures sealed in the stasis vaults. Some that you recognize as probably being some kind of tyrannid breeds. Though they're certainly not broadcasting anything of note into the warp that you can detect at the moment. They're either being incapable of it, dead, or their stasis preventing them from doing so.
Yeah, I assume being in timeout like that keeps you from being a player.
Also, a couple Eldar in there. In the stasis vaults, that is, not awake.
Like the Jokaro, all I can say is perfectly sensible. Anyone we recognize?
No, you have never met any of these individuals before.
Yeah, I thought it'd be pretty unlikely, but
Just a bunch of statuettes of people who have pissed us off. Or things.
There's one. Well, you're pretty sure it's a space marine in one of the stasis vaults. It's a really, really big ass human.
What
Might
does he look
That's
like?
gonna be interesting.
might just be a mutant like Hodor.
if that actually is a space marine, the governor is in so much shit.
What does he look like?
Like you would generally expect a space marine to look: chiseled jaw, square-shaped fucking head,
Right.
some like what is it, like 3 meters tall, something like that, more.
He's not wearing like any clothes.
No, not wearing any power armor.
He's naked!
There are definitely examples of power armor throughout the Astartes power armor, that is, throughout the vault. Yes, you were able to find the exit button at least, though it will still require the governor. Still a handprint. Well, a
No,
genius.
that's fine. It's not like we threw him in with the Necron.
He does occasionally wake back up over the course of the construction. And he's never happy. And he always seems to be indignant anger, never seems to go to fear.
That's interesting.
He's just super, super pissed off.
Well, to be fair, he has no idea what the full plan is.
You say that as if the full plan wouldn't make him more pissed off.
That's true. But I figure, like, if it's just indignant anger, he probably thinks that we're just not gonna get away with it.
He thinks we're just trying to rob him? Maybe. I'm just concerned that he might have his own plans.
Well, he
As long
never
as he can't do it.
he never gives you the impression of being smug.
I mean, personally, I couldn't get it in myself to be smug while I was tied up, but,
He's just the resigned cabbage man now. He's like, my palaces!
Would Captain Schwarzwald like to perform the next pistol whipping?
Hey, he can get straight to his dick drawing now.
Oh, he has already done that. That
There's
happened.
time now.
Yeah, no, that happened. He did that. That is a thing that occurred. Schwarzwald is basically just going through all of the things in there, trying to identify what he can as awesome. He spent probably like the first 20 minutes desperately trying to get on the line with Baron Dunwich so that he could try and evaluate some of this crap. Now he's just going through for whatever happens to look cool or dangerous, or cool and dangerous. Trying his best to have conversations with some of the things that are awake and supposedly sentient.
I hope there's not a plot twist in this somewhere, and it just goes all smoothly.
Marcus, if one of those takes you over, I will be forced to shoot you.
Don't worry. Nothing ever takes me over. Something tried once, but I hate it.
Well, I assume you know your business.
My business.
For a second, I thought he was going to say, but I fucked it.
Yeah, my business is exactly what I know. Why do you think I'm rich? I'm rich because I know my business. And because I inherited a bunch of crap from my dad who died. And my brother who also died. My cousin who died before him.
Have I ever mentioned how much I envy you?
No, you haven't. But you should say it a lot more. Ah, man, your envy. Drink it. It's like water to me. Need it.
I drink your envy. I drink it up.
And my second cousin too. He had to die too. Long story short, I had to kill a lot of people to get this much money.
Zennith is not surprised in the least. She's looking around at all the shiny stuff now that she knows how to get out. Are there any, like, things of good wine in here? Or good alcohol?
Not that you're spying. There is a bottle of something, but you're not sure what it's a bottle of. At this point, Schwarzwald is wearing like 5 crowns.
No less than 5 crowns.
Like a sensible person.
At this point, I just feel like the guy in the mirror is just Schwarzwald's like long lost second cousin twice removed.
No, he looks pretty desperate and pathetic, actually. He seems desperate to look into that mirror, like his life depends on it.
Oh, so he's just crazy.
Or possibly
Was there
there's
any-
something weird going on with him.
Yeah, was there any warp-related stuff that I saw about that guy?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you go. Yeah, he's probably got a demon inside of him, and he's like, yeah, go look at this mirror, or the demon takes over. Or maybe he's looking at something else that isn't himself.
It's very Nietzsche.
But it is for
Stare into the mirror, or the mirror stares into
on the
you.
wall.
So, how about that support team?
Yes, so the support team. After successfully embroiling yourself in a gang war, albeit tangentially, by providing weapons and soldiers, you successfully sever the third to last support strut, and you find yourself in an area that is maybe not more calm than the others, but you can definitely tell there has been a lot of combat here. You can see the evidence of... There's not really many bodies, but this place looks like an urban war zone. which by the standards of a hive, that's saying something. So as you are driving your rhino through the area, I assume there's at least some of you that are outside of the rhino. It can only carry so many people. Is Hodor with the people who are outside the rhino? I would assume that if anyone's walking outside, he would be.
Who's crowding me? Sorry.
I was wondering if basically you can only fit so many people inside of your rhino transport, more people than you have on your team. So there are some people who are walking around outside of the rhino and some people inside of it.
Yeah, I'm outside.
Yeah, okay, figured.
Yeah, so we're going to the last area now. We've got all
Yeah.
3 supports. Okay, so I'm going to. So we have the Toxblood guys still with me, or can I try to radio down a different group of mutants, or is it still going to be the same crew?
Still the same crew, unless you can radio down, but you'd have to use your command for a radio down crew.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just going to keep using the Toxblood mutants. We got the Rhino, but we also have the Cutter, don't we? Or no?
No, I don't think you have the cutter here. You're basically tight under city.
Okay, all right.
Cities built on top of cities, built on top of cities.
So how much are we right near the end of the mission? Like, how much time do we have before we need to actually take off?
It's probably a matter of multiple hours. Cutting those supports is not a fast process.
Okay, so basically what I want to do as we enter the border from the synth area to the Adeptus or whatever. What are they called?
Well, you've been playing too much Fallout 4.
Yes, because
just noting that.
So the
the
servitor area and the arbiters are what they're called.
What
are the planet? What is the area I'm entering? The last area that we have to go to. What are they called?
Individually they are called arbiters.
Okay, so we're leaving the servitor area. We're going into the arbiter area. On the border, as we're leaving the synth area, I'm going to motion to Toxblood mutants to come over to me, and I'm going to hand them 2 sets of C4 charges, or the equivalent in the Warhammer universe. And I'm going to say, be quick, plant these charges in certain buildings, or more, send a few runners out with C4 charges, and I'm going to have them set the charges on the border between the servitor area and the cop area. And as we get to the support structure, I'm gonna detonate the charges, and I'm trying to.
So you're trying to set the cops up to an investigation and possibly a war with the servitors.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll cause a distraction so we'll be able to do our work unimpeded.
Right. Yeah. You don't have any demo charges.
I'm sure we could have brought. Oh, that would have been a fate point.
You have to acquire that, yeah.
Well,
no, you have to acquire that. C4 is a thing that you get like any other thing.
Yeah,
like grenades, which we also.
You don't have demo charges. Period.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to spend a fate point to talk about this before we go down and have Gaius roll and acquisitions roll.
I was going to say, might Schwarzwald already have demo charges? It seems like the sort of thing you'd have, Andy.
Yeah, actually. Does he?
Well, that is worth a fate point. But so, flashing back, discussion, planning for the support struct bring downs then?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we're providing soldiers and armaments to the guys that are, those nice liberated bionic guys. They're good guys. They got out of their slavery. They know what they're doing. So we're out of there, and we're getting into the rough territory. We're getting into the place where law enforcement's going to be looking at us. Arbites.
Yes. So I am proposing we blow some stuff up on the border of Arbites and Servitor territory,
Love it.
and then arbiters they fight the servitors. We go about our business unimpeded.
Love it. Love everything about it, especially the blowing stuff up part. I love that the most. That's actually the part that I exclusively love about it. Mostly just the blowing things up. That is what I love.
So is this a yes? You will provide us with these charges?
Well, here's the thing. Got some of my doubts here. That's,
Well,
that's definitely going to get some of the Arbites' attention, but I don't think it's going to get all of them. They've got their hands pretty full in that district. That's going to pull a few of them. But one bombing, you know how many bombings they have down there?
so instead of one bombing, we bomb entire border. We spend days set up, planting charges, and then when time comes, we blow up entire border between the two. Arbiters think huge assault on border with Synth. Synth think they are being invaded. Huge clash between the two, and then we go about the business unimpeded.
That's a good idea. I like it. Boomer along the entire border. That'd be magnificent. I want you to take video. I want to watch that video of the explosions along an entire border. Set up servo skulls. I want to see the fallout of that. It's gonna be glorious.
I think we can manage that.
Sounded like fun. Hodor, I'm looking forward to enjoying fireworks on replay.
Well, there's a problem.
What is this problem?
I don't have that much boom boom. I have a lot. Don't get me wrong. I have so much, but not that much.
We will have to see if we can acquire such armament. And I'm going to turn to Gaius and say, Gaius, please reach out to your contacts and see what we can gather and scrounge up.
Well, picking up that much explosive might attract attention. Could we rig something out of shipboard munitions?
Depends
Suppose you
on
can make makeshift bombs, can't you? The ammo packs, lasgun packs explode in combat, so could you
they
not sell something like
do.
that?
Would be a matter of what scale of explosions you were looking for.
We have extra fusion core, spare stuff that could mimic some sort of ship. Whatever, come on. I know I've been playing too much Fallout. Okay, but I'm talking about something that our engines run on. Like, do we have something like engine fuel or something?
Well, I was just thinking, I mean, we
What
have
about
like
Prometheum?
ballistic munitions.
Or Prometheum? So it's just like
We have torpedoes and stuff. Like, we just like.
You actually
Yeah,
don't
pull
have
the.
torpedoes, but you have shells.
Yeah, we have shells. We have stuff that I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking shells with a remote detonator.
Alright, so we're going to bring macro cannon shells down into the other city in advance. Get them set up.
Yes.
It'll look more like a hack job if we do it that way anyway. Should give a little verisimilitude.
Well, it'll look like people who own starships set up a bunch of cannon shells in the Undercity. You don't have as many of those shells as we have unless you own a ship. That's okay. We're going to be long gone before anyone's distinctly examining the wreckage of that.
This is what I am saying. Huge boom. Both sides will go to investigate. They will both think other side did it because both will be investigating. And then we will be able to go about business unimpeded. They will fight each other. In the aftermath, I think a bombing along corridor will be least of worries when entire palace is gone.
Well, the enemy of my enemy is my enemy's enemy. No more, no less.
Very good.
Yeah,
Mother is enjoying your analogy.
Baron Dunwich does chime in himself. Well, I believe that the plan will work. Though I do not believe it will work for the reason you believe, certainly.
Why is this?
I do not believe either side will necessarily believe that the other is responsible, though if the Arbites are nearby, the gangers will fire on them simply as a matter of course, and the Arbites will fire on them because there are gangers there, and they desire to fire on gangers because they are the Adeptus Arbites. Simply getting them in the same room ensures they'll try to kill each other. The explosion just ensures that happens.
As long as they're too busy fighting each other to come after us, I'm satisfied.
Well, there is a certain
Oh, fuck, I'm out of it.
good and bad to the scenario in which we must engage the Arbites. On the one hand, they are perhaps the only individuals in the galaxy least likely to try and kill us. He motions towards Hodor's shield. You have some of their equipment there. They prefer to take alive if possible. Perhaps the only individuals in all of creation who do. Though they will create sizable problems if any of us are arrested. And perhaps more if any of them turn up dead with us provably as the hand that kills them.
Can any of this be? Yes, it can.
There will be very few ships in orbit around this planet. If a large number of macro cannon shells detonate in the Undercity, it will take a considerable amount of time, but in time, they will eventually discover who was responsible for the bombing.
Yeah, it's not working, literally. I don't know how I fixed it.
Once we are a long ways from the world, it will not matter very much at all, really. They'll be irritated, but not in any meaningful way. But our involvement will eventually be traced back.
See, now this is what I was talking about before.
What? I need a what? Oh.
This merely means that we must avoid killing any Arbites that happen to become involved in any of our activities below.
We should outfit our guards with riot shields and instruct them to only stun.
Unfortunately, riot shields are not something we have in abundance.
We only need enough to say. We only need enough to outfit small contingency. Well, we have work crews working.
I have seen no more than the one that you hold now. The Arbites themselves have plenty. You carry one of their shields. Though I would not advise attempting to hijack a shipment or raid an armory of the Adeptus Arbites.
So the question is, are we going to get in more trouble with the macro cannon shells than we will if we get noticed trying to acquire demo charges?
It is a matter of short and long-term considerations.
We have nothing that can make explosions look like something industrial or synthetic servitor people could come up with. Like homemade explosions.
They are not well equipped enough to cause destruction on that scale. Perhaps low-scale terrorist activities, but that would require the actual destruction of factory facilities along the Arbites border.
Both of them, yes. They're both a wet fountain. Yep.
These hammermen are well known for their distaste of the factories. That is, they are the reasons they were forcibly modified.
So maybe strategic demolition charges placed in factories will give the impression that somehow served the required demo charges and took revenge on their oppressors.
This is an acceptable cover, at least, though it does reduce the area of our explosions to merely the locations that include factories.
What do you think? Will it be enough to keep the Arbites off our back?
No matter what we do, it will draw a certain number of them, though how many of their number are drawn is perhaps unpredictable.
Well, we don't have to drag all of them out. We just have to leave them with enough of a skeleton crew that they're not investigating a simple work crew.
This is true.
Yes.
The fuck is this doing? They spawn randomly? Oh, I think they do actually. Okay. No, they actually do.
So I think this is best bet. We will get explosives, have strategic explosions that we will deceive. Fighting will start, draw attention off us. We will continue our business as usual.
I have an out-of-game question.
Ask that out-of-game question that you possess.
If there is this huge gathering party going on at the palace, why are we some of the very few ships in orbit? Shouldn't there be a lot more?
A lot of the individuals were less than reputable people who were delivered by the ship that you have since disabled through numerous trips back and forth.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Yeah, so there will be no more new guests arriving, or any guests who do arrive will have their own ships. But yeah, most of the people are not the sorts of people whose ships you would want to see in orbit. Horrible chaos cruisers and alien ships. Or people who simply don't have ships of their own.
Yeah, probably best that we don't tangle with them then.
Having a ship at all is honestly kind of a big deal here. The fact you're a rogue trader means you have one, but most people don't even get the privilege of a ship, like, whatsoever. They have to come to someone like you if they want transport somewhere.
Okay, well, if that's our best bet, let's go with that.
Okay, so which of the myriad of plans that were pitched is people going with?
The factory explosions.
Factory explosions. Okay, so you're bombing the factories along the area between the Hammers territory and the Arbites.
Yes.
Yeah, their area around the Arbites headquarters, at least.
I feel like I shouldn't even be trying. Oh, now we're at the point where we can start.
Oh shit! Hold on, beer
Oh,
box.
there's only three of us. Perfect. Shut up. Yeah, we should play a draft when we can. Yeah, we should do this. What's this?
So what's up?
Eric had to go AFK for a minute.
Shoot.
Why you always lying?
No, not that.
What? Not what?
The lying thing. It got played in my office, like, on a loop a few times, and I just got sick of it.
Maybe. I don't think I've seen it. Damn. What? Send a link. Well done. This this gift is kind of relaxing. Where is it? Oh. Oh, I have to. Oh, I have to click view content. Oh my god. The fuck?
She and I have such a similar voice occasionally that it's kind of freaking me out.
Sorry, I should mute my mic when I'm not talking.
We have a very similar voice, it's just kind of weird.
true. I do keep thinking that Flint's talking.
Like, hi, voice twin.
Also, I kind of want the servo skills to perform this. Right before we spread a bunch of chemical happiness and other emotions.
1, 2, 3. It might seem crazy what
Yes.
I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here.
It's either that or Uptown Funk, because we're totally going to funk them up. Okay. You soup say. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's way easier. I thought it would be like, too high, hot damn. Call the police and the fireman. Too high, hot damn. It's like a 4-chord song. You're a changed man. Oh, that's bad. Oh.
You guys both play ukulele too, as well, sounding the same. So that's kind of weird.
Flint, you have a secret twin.
I have a lot of secret twins.
I actually had that happen to me for a while. When I lived in Western Mass, people would like talk to me and like say, "Oh yeah, didn't I see you at such and such party?" No. No, you
Secret
did
twins.
not.
I have Lutece twins. Evan is my Lutece twin.
Yep.
Damn it! Now I want to rework a song for Schwarzwald. I have a good one. I just need to figure out how to like change one chord. Like, Andy's Marcus. best pirate in all the seas. It's a bummer, you get younger. Seems life was his only disease. And scurvy and syphilis and tetanus, cirrhosis, the clap and chlamydia, the herpes, the drip, the hepatitis A, B, and C, and the dysentery. There need to be a bunch. I need the Warhammer version of all the STDs. I could just add into this.
Oh, that's amazing. I found a picture of Zennith making a mimosa.
What? Yep. That'll be after we finish this heist and have a lot to drink. If he doesn't come back soon, we're gonna have to go avenge his death.
He's probably just taking a poop.
Okay, sorry that took so long, but I'm back.
Yay, we don't have to avenge your death.
Yeah, no worries.
What was that?
We don't have
We
to
don't have
avenge
to
your death.
avenge your death, yeah.
Oh yes, I was not murdered yet.
Yet.
No, there are probably a lot of people who want to kill me, but no, none of them have succeeded yet.
And you're suddenly, Marcus.
So glad I wasn't the only one thinking that.
No, I just had to make a sandwich because it was suddenly sprung upon me that the person who was going to make dinner got drunk and bored and decided not to make dinner.
Oh, sad.
Oh no. Okay, so we're gonna bomb the factories and then go about our business.
Yes, okay. Well, okay, so a number of manufactorums along the border of the Adeptus Arbites territory detonate suddenly as you... After you cross the border?
Yeah, we detonate when we get to our ability. When it has, no, sorry, they detonate when we get to our destination. Not when we're close to the border, like when we're decently far away.
Right, okay. Okay, let's do a quick roll here. Okay, yeah, the Adeptus Arbites are very effectively dissuaded by that explosion on a roll of 97.
Oof.
They're lucky they know where their feet are right now.
Good for us, bad for them.
Okay, so we're gonna go about our work then.
Yes. And let's see. What are we looking at here? Looking at terrorism, destruction of public property, Grand Theft Palace.
Gonna have to write whole new laws for us.
I don't think you've technically threatened any federal agents yet.
And hopefully we won't have to.
And I suppose you could make an argument against all of this being treason.
Of course it's not treason, we're just collecting a bunch of traitors.
Yes! Completely
We're
fine.
Batman.
And Batman has no jurisdiction.
Hey. Well, okay, yeah, actually that works. The Batman of Warhammer does kill people. Although he himself,
Warhammer has a Batman.
he was one of the Space Marine Primarchs, but yes.
Which one?
Conrad Kurz, the Night Haunter,
Not heard of him.
Primarch of the Night Lords, eventually turned to Chaos. Brought peace to the planet that he lived on by routinely stalking and murdering all of the corrupt noblemen of his world in the night as the dreaded Night Haunter, vigilante.
Okay.
Yep. But anyway, so yes. Yes, so you guys get to your final support strut. The Adeptus Abatis, at the very least, distracted for the moment with a series of explosions that they are forced to investigate. That are made highly probable as looking like terrorist attacks by the Hammers.
Yes. So we're just going to go about our business.
You are going about your business, although there is one single officer who comes across your machinations.
Okay.
All of the patrols and such are distracted off by the explosions, but there is one enterprising little Arbites officer who happens to find his way at your support cutting party.
Well, as long as he's not a loose cannon who refuses to play by the rules.
Of course not! It just so happens that this is 40k, so the rules are the exact kind of thing a loose cannon does anyways. The loose cannons are the people who are like following procedure. Or what normal procedure would be. Anyways, Judge Dredd basically walks up to your support cutting party. So with a mace and a shield.
Okay.
Shouts over to the lot of you. You there, citizen.
Yes. What is it that you wish?
He steps up closer to you. Has to look up because of how large you are. You can't see his eyes, but you can definitely see from his mouth that he's glaring, grimacing at you. He's not pleased by the sight of you.
You better wipe bad look off your face before I wipe it off for you.
Oh, Jesus.
You had best not talk back to me, mutant. What are you and your kind doing here?
We are here on orders from Emperor. We are here to, or sorry, Governor. We are here on orders from Governor to assess and
Assess and prepare for repair.
assess and prepare for repair of support structures of palace. This is governor business. It would be best for you to not to get involved when these orders come directly from top. And that's going to be an intimidate roll.
Alright, do the thing.
Ooh.
Do you have any fate left?
Yeah, I have one fate left. But I'm not going to reroll it because I want to punch this guy in the face. So let's roleplay this out.
Romeo is just like screaming internally.
You're working for the governor. Please. Monster like you. Governor may not be a particularly pious man, but he would not lower himself to work with a twisted...
Mid-sentence, I'm just going to punch him in the face with the power fist.
I think you should do it right after the word monster.
Yeah, just I'm cut him off right there. Monster, the governor would never work with a monster like, and then punch him right in the face. Yeah, right after monster.
With a crack-a-pow, like, image that pops up in front.
So, this is kind of a surprise attack. He's not really ready, eh?
Oh, he is ready. There is initiative rolling involved.
Okay. How is he ready? He was mid-sentence.
Because you are a monster, he is prepared for you to attack at any moment.
Okay.
In his eyes, you are a monster, at least.
I'm okay with that roll.
That is a pretty good roll.
He's not going to survive the first hit anyway.
You hope.
Unless he dodges or parries.
If he parries, his weapon's broken. So I just shatter it. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to make a weapon skill check. With my power fist. Okay, so that hits. And then I'm going to make a weapon skill check with the shield. To stun. And that's, I think that's only 1d10 energy damage. So that's a righteous fury.
Holy shit.
Alright. And
It's
then
like in Doom when you get the berserk pack and you go around punching guys and they just turn into piles of gore.
And this is for the energy shield, which should be a 7. To stun him.
Oh, right, let's see here. I have actual stats for an Adeptus Arbites. Oh, right. Oh, and that was that Righteous Fury on the shield or just on the
On the power fist. But the shield stuns.
Right.
So much for getting out of this without killing any Arbitus.
Okay, well, I was gonna say that the Arbiter successfully dodges your Power Fist, but no. No, on a 98, he's not dodging shit. What's the penetration on your Power Fist? I don't know if it matters, but I'm checking.
9.
It doesn't matter then. Well, let's see. I'm pretty sure you liquefied this particular arbitrator.
Holy shit.
See, I told you.
If he hadn't rolled a 98, this might have gone slightly differently. You know, maybe he could have gotten out of the way of your attack. Maybe resisted the stun. Maybe stunned you. But no. No, I'm pretty sure you just liquefied a federal agent.
Clean up everything.
I'm gonna turn around to the. Well, he's liquefied, right? So he's pretty much sizzled, right?
Well, liquefied is a general term. Definitely he's mostly incinerated. There are parts of him there, though. But yeah, I stress that there are parts of him there. He basically was just obliterated in an instant as you pulverized him with the crackling energy fist. He didn't survive long enough for the shield bash.
I'm
Clean
gonna
that
point
shit
to
up.
two of the talks about mutants and say, "Clean this up," and turn back to the rest of the work crew and be like, "What are you looking at? Get back to work."
Yeah, I'm looking over his stats. There is nothing he could use to get out of this situation.
He didn't have True Grit.
Nope. He's got some fancy talents, but none of them help him survive a shot. Just help him bring down people non-lethally.
Nice. That was fun. I can't believe I failed my intimidate test, but I rolled well on a persuade test. My intimidate's 81, guys. Hope you guys know.
That is pretty crazy to fail. You failed almost as badly as he did to try and dodge you. Almost.
On the whole, I would rather have failed the Intimidate than the Dodge.
And he's not actually liquefied. He was pulverized into an incinerated pile that is a mixture of gore and ashes.
Okay. So we're going to finish our job now, right?
Yeah. You have successfully reduced a federal agent into his component molecules.
Hopefully nobody saw that.
Well, a shit ton of mutants saw that, obviously. And a few tech priests.
They're ours,
Boys.
though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're ours. They're not gonna. They're probably too scared to voice anything and complain of me.
Because they would get their asses handed to them, too.
Yes. Assuming none of them are the inquisitorial spy.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Maybe
You better not lose us a bunch of treasure, Hodor.
Maybe it's one of the mutants who would suspect a mutant of being a spy for the Inquisition.
It's like the most unlikely thing ever.
Okay, wait. So if the governor had truly captured and imprisoned Adeptus Astartes, then him and everybody under his command would be the guilty of heresy. So basically, what I'm saying is, I was justified killing him.
Oh, these guys aren't working for the planetary governor.
No?
No, they're in Arbity's office here.
Oh, okay. That changes everything and nothing.
They're
Okay.
they're enforcing the Emperor's law, not the Governor's law.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, well, long
If
story
the
short.
Inquisition comes after me, I'm just gonna punch them. So.
Yeah, well, long story short, whatever the situation is, this guy is now component parts. But you are able to continue your cutting without significant incident, as the rest of the Arbites are busy investigating a series of terrorist attacks along their borders by hive gangers.
And he was only
No
2 days
trace.
from retirement.
Retirement? This is the Imperium. Not even death is an excuse for failure to serve the Emperor.
Well, then he failed to serve the Emperor and therefore justified.
Just because you die doesn't mean they won't scrape whatever's left of you together and pack you into a servitor.
Take everything, leave nothing left.
Is there enough left to even make a servitor out of?
Maybe to replace some of the worn out organic parts on an existing servitor? Like maybe a few tendons or something that are still technically usable?
Oh, and this square centimeter of skin right here.
Destroy everything. No evidence. Make it seem like this person just went AWOL.
Fortunately for you, the low-tech Imperium does not have CCTV everywhere. Okay, yeah, so the men continue in, well, they pretty much always work in abject terror of Hodor, but a little more than they usually do.
Shouldn't have called them a monster.
Hodor's not a monster. Hodor's really friendly. You just have to be polite to Hodor. And Hodor has manners. Hodor will be polite back. He does not like to be called names. Very rude. Hurts Hodor's feelings. Make Hodor cry.
Okay, all of
So I don't want to pet
you...
the rabbits.
Sorry, what?
So does Hodor want to pet the rabbits?
Hodor does want to pet rabbits. Hodor thinks rabbits are adorable. So what's up?
Okay, yeah, so everyone inside of the palace, roll an awareness.
Oh boy.
Ah,
Okay, so everyone except Denev, that looks like failure with a capital P.
Oh, yes.
You fail so that I may know.
So Denev is able to distinctly tell the sort of jolt, the shift in the floor, as the entire palace sort of drops a few inches.
Looks like they finished the job.
Hold on, another cat-related problem.
Did they? How can you tell?
The fact that we're a couple inches lower than we were before. It was unfortunately the most boring Tower of Terror ever.
I am happy with the entire remainder of this mission remaining boring. It's when it gets exciting that we have to worry.
That's true. That means we have to work a lot.
And put holes in people.
Well, there's no problem putting holes in people. Big holes. Power fist sized holes.
That's what I said. Working hard. I'll just be happy to lay in this treasure and drink.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Cat situation dealt with.
Welcome back.
Yes, okay, so Denev is the one who is able to discern the fact that the palace kind of jolts a little, like a minor quake.
And yeah, she let them know that they're now a couple inches lower than they were before.
Shall we commence the party? The party festivities?
That was the sign for basically setting off the lockdown, right?
Hmm. There's nothing, yeah, this is the last step. We lock it down and then we put it into orbit.
Alright, so how are we doing on our assembly task?
You're pretty good at this point. The Geller field seems to be, if not completely put together, certainly would be by the time you got the place into orbit.
Okay, so we're gonna have to crack the door to continue.
Okay. Carry him over.
Hey, Marcus, stop drawing penises on the penises and help us move him.
Hey! I do not draw penises on people's penises. I draw completely different things on people's penises.
Well, there you go then. In any case, he needs must serve again for a moment.
I was just gonna let them do that and keep an eye out just in case there's anyone on the other side of the door that she can freeze.
Alright, glad to finally get out of here. All these incredible riches, you know. Honestly, it's getting painful at this point.
Ah, the money boner you mentioned?
Yeah, hasn't gone down. It's honestly, it's really disconcerting.
We should probably get you to a doctor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see the medics as soon as we're out of here. Okay, let's get that door open. Draws his handgun, points it towards the door. I don't know what kind of magnificent handgun he has yet, but his ballistic skill is higher than his weapon skill, so he definitely has a magnificent handgun.
Yep, so whoever put his hand on the door, put his hand on the door. The rest of us, I guess, will arm ourselves just in case.
Okay,
And
so
high five!
yes, once again, all of the machines controlling the vault doors whir and groan. There's a screech as the doors slowly begin to peel themselves apart, and the cogitators recognize the genetic imprint of their master. And you are met with the sight of a rather confused lot of tech priests and and planetary guardsmen, or palace guardsmen more specifically, who seem to have been trying to get into the vault, but with no success until this moment.
Hi.
Hi, fellas.
How are you? How are you doing today?
But what? Also notable, the Vox is back on.
Yep. Quietly tell people we're on. Do the thing.
On the circuit that goes to my servo skulls, a poppin' axe.
Julie, do the thing.
Wait, what was that about servo schools?
The code word for them to start their musical performance, which ends in great clouds of hallucinogenic fog.
Ah, wonderful. Okay, yes. Okay, so what are you guys doing about the thing directly in front of you in the meantime? They are currently looking at Gaius as the one who has introduced himself, more or less.
He had a lot to drink, and he fell on a button, and we were stuck in there, but we found a way out. We're good. We're all good. Everything's good.
We're fine here. We're all fine. How are you?
Everything is fine.
He's
Everything
good.
is
He'll
awesome.
just he just needs to lay down. Maybe like get him some aspirin or something. He's good. He's good.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
He hit his head. He fell over. He hit his head. And
Ignore your servo skull.
I mean, we worked out a business deal. We were talking business.
Captain has another
He's a
hallucinogen
businessman,
like,
and
thing underneath her cloak, right? Holding up her cape.
Okay, I could count this as either a blather or deception check. Dealer's choice, or sorry, I'm dealer. Player's choice.
let me see which one is better.
If you have blather, they should basically be the same. I picture the blather check more as you like blathering these things out as you slowly make the group make your way past all of the guards and everything.
Yes. Yeah, that works. So let's.
As we go by, pulling the door closed behind us.
It worked!
That worked
Yes!
pretty well, actually.
Yes!
It's 4 degrees there.
So, as Gaius is saying all of that, the group is just gradually making their way past the guards. They're just all staring, wide-eyed, completely fucking befuddled as to this situation. As this group of strange people slowly makes their way past.
Closing the door behind us. Can I secretly use my freeze on the unconscious guy? To, like, keep him unconscious? Or looking unconscious?
The governor?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Do that thing that you were speaking of presently.
Just so he doesn't wake up immediately and say, kill them!
Okay, yeah, that is a pretty damn good check. Okay. So as Gaius is completely running off at the mouth, distracting them with semi-plausible garbage as you make your way through, you get out of line of sight.
Hmm?
What are you doing immediately after you break line of sight?
How soon before we actually break line of sight?
Uh, Probably a minute at most.
Well, where do we think we were going once we got out?
Can we check whether or not the thingy has been thinged?
The drive, yeah. Because we know the Gather fields more or less are good to go.
I mean,
Yeah.
once we had Vox,
But-
I assume we had like microbead to people out, right?
Yes, microbeads are a Vox-based thing.
I was thinking more of whether it was the palace has been sealed or not.
Oh, the lockdown.
Mhm.
Should happen real soon now. So yeah, we need to just pick a nice place to ride this out in. Might be a little bumpy.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, keep an eye on him as long as possible, but also we knocked him out like basically right before we did this anyway, again.
Yes. And in this instance, I would like to pause until next time. Because,
Yeah, it's getting late.
well, besides getting late, the next part will also involve you guys flying your heavy lifters down, which will involve sky combat, which will probably involve Romeo.
Okay.
Oh, I want to put on a parachute,
Alright,
jump
yeah.
out of this cutter, and punch a plane on the way down.
If I have the time, I will try and look up what the rules governing that would be.
Are you trying to new Fantastic Four movie this shit?
I haven't seen the new Fantastic Four movie.
I haven't seen it either, but I saw the trailer a bunch of times, because damn it, Marvel movies.
I know they dropped the thing out of a plane. I didn't think he actually punched anything on the way down.
No, but yeah, he dropped out of a plane, but you know, with his fist, but then he falls on the ground and like makes a crater with his fist.
No, this,
Yeah, I want to make a crater in another airplane. I think it'd be funny.
no, this is Rogue Trader we're talking about. This is far more the area where like the new A-Team movie, like they're trying to fly that tank kind of thing. That's the kind of shit you guys would be doing.
Yeah, so I'm down. I'm down to do this. There might not be any rules for parachuting.
Or it's basically like that.
I sincerely doubt there are any rules for parachuting. I will see if there's anything relevant to this. I've never actually heard of Imperial parachutes before. I wonder if they actually have them, or if all pilots just die. You know,
I'm thinking
for most militaries, the obvious answer to that would be, well, of course they don't just die. Of course they have parachutes, but I don't actually know here.
I was gonna say I'm sure that Space Marines don't need them when they get airdrop.
Well, they got like most of them have got
Space Marines
What
are
up?
less dropped, more fired at a planet. You shoot Space
yeah
Marines
they've
at a
dropped
planet.
ships, don't they? Not drop ships, but the thing.
They're basically mobile infantry.
But yeah, the Space Marines just get shot down in drop pods. They're
Yes,
good
the
there.
drop pods.
Which you
So
can
exactly like mobile infantry.
acquire. Yeah, that's actually an acquisition you can get and install as a ship component. You can get drop pods.
I'm not sure what we'd do with them, but I'm sure once we had them, we'd find all sorts of things.
Admittedly, you already have a teleportarium. The drop pods are just a slightly more terrifying, slightly more reliable version.
Yeah.
Well, reliable and unreliable, and that they can be shot down, but they're never going to be blocked by any kind of shielding.
Also depends where you land.
Yeah,
And you can get like stuck in them and stuff.
potentially. Yeah, so next time, hopefully Alex can be here. Though, at this point, building my portfolio, I totally respect doing shit for school instead.
He's gonna be so sad he missed that last pillar.
But he will get to, do fighter escort stuff, which is his thing. That's his jam.
That is his jam.
Woohoo.
How's it going?
Anywho, I have discovered that I am no longer drunk, so I'm going to go rectify that.
Please do.
Have fun.
Yeah, have a good time, man.
Enjoy.
Yep.
Make yourself mimosas.
Gin and tonic, that's my thing.
Yes.
Oh, I posted a GIF further up of Zennith making mimosas.
Oh, yes, I saw that. Is that what that was?
Yep.
Yes.
But okay, yes. I will see you guys come.
Are you still playing
Tuesday.
League? Alright, see you guys.
Yay.